This is an evidence file of a brief history of time that things are progressing in a certain direction. So, years ago, when I was with Gigi Young, and we would talk all the time and everything, she would talk about this watery like substance, this like watery, um, it's hard to describe, but sort of like this waterfall that would go like this in and around her, and it was sort of like a pool. And I felt it a couple of times, but Gigi just kept talking about it. Oh, it's the most amazing experience ever. You just meditate, and then you're just wrapped in like this loosh, sort of like this whirling like loosh or whatever. And she's like, "Do you feel it?" And I'm like, "Not really. Maybe like I felt it like once or twice, but like not really." And then I would see it in my dreams. I would see these people in these pools experiencing that feeling as I was walking by. And I was in it like once or twice. And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's interesting. I wonder what's going on there." And then basically, oh, and Alex was like, "You need to clean your room. You can't be messy, blah, blah, blah. Think of it from a Palladian perspective." And Alex got knocked off the Palladian ship and sent into, became a reptilian because he was going against his sister, me. And that was his penance. And Gigi was looshing off of me at the time. And those were her great, amazing feelings of from looshing over me, looshing on me, God. And she was like, kind of confused as to like why I wasn't feeling the same feeling as her in like meditation or whatever, even though we were fighting. And she wasn't confused that she thought she was winning. She just didn't realize at the time that her fighting me was her looshing off of basically stealing my sexual energy. And then as time progressed and she kept doing it, she got kicked off the Palladian ship. And then she got put into Venus. And then it became more of a stable image instead of just her and energy. And whereas I'm going the opposite way, I'm going from the bad part to seeing only me to seeing energy. The bad part, me in a weird image to seeing me and Brandon to seeing me and only energy, something like that. Gigi's going the opposite way. She's going backwards in time to it getting more and more and more solid because it started off as just her and this beautiful energy, and then she kept going in that direction, and she fell into the Venus trap, and that what exactly that is. And now this morning we woke up and Bashar was like, "You're gonna have to act out from where you're from." And then I was shown an image of me and zombies, and they were saying this already happened, how scared of zombies were you as a kid? And I was like really, really, really scared. That was like the only one thing I couldn't watch as a kid was zombies and zombie attacks. And they're like, that's because it already happened and you must have gotten eaten by a zombie or something happened like Sarah and Joel. And I ended up at Brandon's place, and this actually happened. And he lived in like a garage, and he like put me in the garage, and then he quickly slammed the door, and then the zombies came, and then I had like this I put like energy and I made the zombies stop, and I was sort of in a daze. And he was like, "How did you?" Or he didn't say, "How did you do that?" He said, "Why did they stop?" And I said, "I don't know." And then like we went to bed on his couch, and he had like a very like bare bones he had like a very bare bones Johnny's like tuning in right now, and he's like, "Oh, that kind of reminds me of our thing or whatever, John." um we know it's just time, but Brandon is very special, and Brandon's the original one. And that's what he said. He kind of wants to prove that like he's the original one. And they just are like, they're still fighting against me, obviously. And that's why Mr. and Mrs. Pizza Head came online and started dragging them all to hell. And I was shown the 9 layers of hell in the globe format because the scientists want to say this is a globe or whatever. So we showed it to them in a globe format, like, okay, here's the thing, and then you open it up, you cut out a piece of the thing, and then you can see like the 9 layers of hell stacked in each other. So you gotta worship the currency, Gigi, Juju, whoever you are, maybe it's Juju. You gotta worship the currency, and that's the only way, that's the only way out of here. And yeah, so I guess we already had a zombie apocalypse, but I think it destroyed the world when I reset the game when I was a child. So yeah, but yeah, so we're going more towards this being real because nobody's listening to me. Nobody's, this is a warning for humanity. Like it started off as you looshing on me. Like Gigi wasn't a person then. Starting off when you guys looshing on me in the meditation, and then it started. Then you guys were like, oh, become a meditation teacher with us. Like do tarot readings with me, blah, 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 blah. Like post on social media, all this stuff. Like I'm literally the princess. I'm supposed to be treated like the princess the entire fucking game. You don't tell me what to do. None of you tell me what to fucking do. That includes my family. Nobody tells me what to fucking do, okay? And that's why it's becoming realer and realer and realer. And yes, I will be taken out of the video game. And you will have to go back to Atlantis, Lemuria, and ancient Egypt. And it's going to be a hornet's nest. It's not going to be pleasurable. You've been doing this for how long with my energy? I'm 44 years old. To this day, you're still doing it with my energy. To this day, people are still having kids in the hospital, and you're ignoring this message right now. You got pregnant, Matt. I don't know what to tell you. You are my friend, but you're not supposed to get pregnant, and you know that by now. It's not about trusting Alyssa with your kids. It's not about trusting God with your kids. It's getting more and more real because you keep acting like I'm a person, Gigi. You know I'm not a person. It just got like a little bit more like refined out of nowhere. I don't know what happened. I have to use face cream. I have to buy for my own shit. It's ridiculous. You're gonna have to do it. Brandon and I were showing off in the fucking Egyptian pyramid or Egyptian temple 2 nights ago or something, 3 nights ago. There's one God. There's not 2 gods. There's not 4 gods. They're the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and we all think the same way. It was Alyssa and Brandon. There's nobody else. Do I have multiple eyes? Or do I just have one pair of eyes? Let me think about my first abduction when I was literally in 3 places at one time. It's never, see, this is what I mean. You're still arguing. You're saying it's Gigi and Brandon now. It's never Gigi and Brandon. Gigi does not exist. Now there's stupid people saying, so why are you trying to save her life? Because look what's happening. it's getting worse and worse and worse because you keep acting like Gigi's like similar to me, or she's God like me or something, or you keep questioning me, you keep fighting me, and look, it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. You're gonna start doing it out loud. It's gonna be like, it doesn't even matter. Like, it's just a part of life. It was hidden before because I was living at will, basically. Basically, until Chris Evans denied fucking proposing to me. It is only me in my void talking to myself, and maybe, I don't know, maybe I have to give you guys penance, and it's going to be a hornet's nest. That's what it's going to feel like. All because you couldn't you couldn't keep your mouth shut 7 years ago. I am telling you the truth. It is not going to be that beautiful, profound energy. No way in, no way out. I think I said that.